chapter 14, approaches to staff. The employees or the employers, what they need is they need workers. Workers are those that will staff. What about staff? Staff are those employees that work in an organization. These are what we call staff. Because you are an employee, you work in an organization, you are a staff member of that organization. How employees treat workers, what they do with workers, in terms of when they are recruiting them or when they are disengaging them. That's approaches to staffing. So here I go. In some businesses, the owner is the only person working in the organization. Like a sole trader, you might be the only one having your business. You are the employee, you are the owner, that's it. Businesses can be divided according to the number of workers. So to know the kind of business you do, it might depend on the number of workers you have, the numbers of staff you have. For small businesses, we will consider it as a small business. If it has only 1 to 49 people, it's a small business. It becomes a medium-sized if it is from 50 to 49. Then we talk about a large business when it's from 250 and above. Do you understand the different kind of business we have there? Based on the numbers of employees. So, approaches to staff here. Yeah, different businesses have different approaches to their staffing. Some view their staff as assets, and others view them as cost. So what we're saying is, some businesses, some employers, they see their staff as an asset, a valuable instrument to their organization. Some see their staff as a cost to them. So it depends on the kind of approach you have. So let's talk about employers that treat their staff as an asset. What do they do? Look at what I wrote here. Employers who view their staff as an asset would have concern about their welfare. This implies that the staff will be valued and respected. Employers that treat their staff as an asset would value their staff, would respect them. They would care about their welfare. So what else can they do? Number one, they accept them. They will be happy with. So employers will pay their workers amount of money that they will be happy with. 2, reasonable holiday. They allow them to rest. 3, a conducive working environment. They make their working place conducive for them, affordable for them, safe for them. They think about that. 4, recognition and professional relationship. When they do better, you recognize them, you applaud them, you promote them, you let them know that they've done well, you applaud them, you reward them. Chances for promotion, you let them be promoted, not like they're going to be in one position for the rest of their life. Promote them, elevate them, let them move ahead in their lives too, in their working position. Accessibility to training. Train your workers. If you see your workers as what? As an asset, you want to train them to have more skills. These are approaches to staffing. That means the employers are seeing the workers as an asset. So these are what would happen if employers are seeing their workers as valuable property or as valuables to their organization. Do you get the point here? If a company is doing all this, it means the company is seeing its workers as a value added. It's seeing its workers as an asset that is important for the organization. This is what they do. These are what the companies will do.
You do support in the business.
Yeah, it depends on your approach. I told you earlier. If you are seeing your workers as an asset, you have to go through this. But if you are seeing them as a cost, this is what happens. Staff as a cost. So, if your workers are seen as an asset, you will do everything you can to make sure they stay in your workplace. You don't want to lose them. Yes or no? So, some firms, they see their workers as a cost. And what is a cost? A cost is something that is taking away your profit, right? It's taking away your profit. So what can you do about cost? You minimize it, yes or no? So if you are seeing your staff as a cost, you have to minimize them as much as possible. So how do you minimize them? Number one, paying just the legal minimum wage. You won't think about paying them more. You only want to pay them what the government says you should pay them. 2, using a 0-hours contract. Anytime they have to work, you don't give them any space. So if you have to spend 7 hours at my work, you have to use the 7 hours. Nothing more. You can't live at 6.5. You have to live at 7 hours. Do you understand 0 hours here? You must use all your hours fully in the organization. 3, neglecting investment in training. If you are seeing your staff as a cost, you wouldn't want to train them. You would not want to train them. Unlike when you see them as an asset, you want to train them to have more skill. Using financial incentives to increase productivity. Because you are seeing them as a cost, you would not know how to, you won't value them. You only think that when you give them more money, they increase their productivity, they do more. So the only way you want them to do more is by giving them more money, because you are seeing them as well as a cost. Having penalties for employees who are late, absent, or break rules. So whenever they make any mistake, you want to take away from their salary, because you are seeing them as what? As a cost. Do we get it? Do we get it, please? And lastly, using cheap methods of recruiting process. Instead of you to go through the normal process of recruiting workers, you just want to find a shortcut to employ workers, because you don't see them as valuables. You don't see them as value added to your organization. So whichever workers you have, you take them like that. You don't want to go in deep to employ workers that will be valuable to your organization, because you see them as what? A cost. Do you understand staff as a cost? Staff as an asset. If you are seeing staff as an asset, it is good for the business, because productivity will increase. But if you are seeing staff as a cost, it is not good for the business, because you would need to give them incentive to increase productivity. That's the difference between staff as cost, staff as an asset. Is it clear? Any question about it? No.